don't want to fight against it. You yourself feel like you can't counter them, even though you have the counter and the counter items, the heroes and the items. So maybe this is why they are banning out the Valor as well as Harith. I've seen Valor in the scene of a competitive yesterday as well. So it was like one of the heroes is so hard to shut down because the range itself is so far
Your
up to the
team
point it's
is
like
banning.
Kimi. It's like a Kimi-ish version of Mage where you can't shut him down easily. The Vengeance Flame itself can actually counter the CCs. It immune have this kind of immunity where you
team is
cannot just
picking.
lock him up unless you have 2 lockdowns that can lock him down after he uses his ultimate. And one more thing about Valor's ultimate is that it increases the range as well
team
as the
is
damage
picking.
of the flames itself. So Kimi being chosen because it's not being banned out, but we won't be looking at Xborg as well as Kufra, which will be out of the pool. What else would you have is actually Esmeralda. I don't know, a lot of people don't really want to pick Esmeralda these days because they said it's so easy to counter that hero. So maybe we won't be looking at too soon of Esmeralda. We do have Kaja in the pool still. Brock, the usual. Chow as well, one of the best setter we have in the pool or in the tournament itself. So I don't know, Zonotel now he named himself. I will give you if I'm not mistaken, it's a solo. He just changed his name. Pakasolang, I think it's Pakasolana or Pakasolang. So that will be probably Logan. We have Zorn is the first one. Moon is still Moon. Too easy for Jap is Jap basically. Ogre probably is solos, and Paka I think will be Logan if I'm not mistaken. Well, for the team of Singaporean, they didn't change any name, so it's pretty easy for you guys to identify who is actually the one playing. But interestingly, if now they are taking off Esmeralda, I think it's not really a bad pick because Esmeralda can jump in right into Kimi's spot, but Kimi can dash out easily. The thing is, to fight against Esmeralda, I want to say about carry, but they already picked it up. So probably it's going to be a hard 8 and a headache for a team Singapore to fight against Esmeralda, but they do have a lot of good marksmen these days. For example, Bruno, we still have it in the pool, as well as Granger. Well, I don't know, Granger takes a lot of damage. You have to put a lot of penetration as well as critical if you want to fight Esmeralda, but it's not really a bad pick either. So we have a Kimi as well as Teresa and Brock for the side of Singaporean. It's going to be a tanky and buff kind of a lineup. They lock down for Hayabusa to making sure that there's no rat games, which means split pusher in the game. But I've heard these days, if I'm not mistaken, Marsha is already can be played in the tournament. The only hero will be banned out is Baxia, but I'm not sure if the showman is gonna ban out Baxia. No? Yes? I guess probably won't be looking at Basta soon. So maybe Marsha will be played this time around. And Marsha is one of the heroes that really good in versatility. Like for example, like Cho. Cho can be a split pusher too, but Marsha can be way faster. I've seen it. If you use a jungle emblem and you use a marksman items on Marsha, it's kind of super hard to shut her down because she can just run into the bush if she get attack for Marsha and just use the ultimate to just buff up your HP all over again. And plus that is how Marsha being played these days, and I think it's one of the best roles that she has right now instead of going for tanks or a fighter. Well, looking at Lolita will be one of the best counter for Lunox as well as a Kimi. You know how the shield blocks almost everything, but not all physicals. Well, Akai will be a good pick whenever whoever jumps in and get in front of it. Problem is, I don't know what Malaysian team thinking of for your mid lane just yet. Well, we have Esmeralda Sword for that. Maybe another tank or a fighter because we are looking at they told me to shift a bit. Okay, so I have to move. Okay, I'm a solo caster today, so cut me some slack. So we're looking at Leo mode as the last kind of a pick for Malaysia. We have Leo mode on Zorn probably. Moon gonna play mid. I'm surprised that Solo's gonna go for. I was hoping for Solo's going for a mid, but anyhow we're gonna jump into the game and looking at the M1 video. In case you guys didn't know, let's hop into it.
Nails done. I like the girls with the nails done.
Wow, that's really a hype up video of music. Even blast off my ears. But anyway, we can hop into the team Singaporean versus Team Malaysia. Who are you guys rooting for? Just hashtag away your favorite players in the comment section, as well as the team that you're voting. And now straight into the game. It's not even 2 seconds just yet. We might looking at first blood soon. Easy for Jap, not so easy anymore. Look at that damage on Bambi's Kimi. That's a lot of them to tank. While the rest of a three of Malaysian team straight away being harassed, badly done. And it's just so much for them to handle that damage on. And Moon is the one next. We'll be saying go back to your base, as well as Pakasong, which is Logan. They managed to steal off the buff. And Fenrir actually getting the Gord, one of the most, my favorite hero, one of my most favorite heroes being played here today. So I'm very, very excited to see this game. Looking at Aeon bottom with Bambi. So they're going straight with 4 people in the mid to get and steal off the buff straight away from the opponents of Team Malaysia's there at the bottom lane just now. Well, on top, they're going to move on 3. Well, on bottom lane, they are getting straight. That's a lot of damage by Bambi, even though it didn't hit 2 minutes mark yet. Well, on top, will it make it? But no, Fenrir managed to get that crap. And it seems like he will be punished for this. Oh, Solos is not happy for that still. And now they get into first blood on the Malaysian team. But even so, didn't get any crabs on their side just yet. So trying to catch up in terms of goal, but not getting it. But easy for Jap is struggling underneath the tower. And Turret disrespecting that damage, kind of punishing a lot, just have to teleport away into the base. Well, we have mid is happily farming, and well, on bottom might try to poke here and there for damage, and Zorn will be fighting against Kimi and Aeon with the Akai. Logan trying to get the a little bit of knocked up, not level 4 yet, so we won't be looking at a way of Dragon that soon. But still, Bambi's is already level 5, so it's kind of a handful for them to just fight against 2 level 5 lineup for the Singaporean team, while the Malaysian team is still trying to fight for the experience. They're a little bit under level for now as we speak. Only 4 of them. Only 3 of them actually at level 4, with the rest for Lolita as well as Chow, which is going to be playing the support. Chow already got hit themselves at level 4. All 5 of them already got the ultimates done. And there goes the Way of Dragon on the Coolia with a Grog, but they finish it off with a Leomon. Now Lolita drop off the hammer. It seems like JPL is a little bit segregated from the rest of the team. Aeon is really last HP, and it will be finished off with a double kill on the Leomon. JPL struggling next and just managed to escape with a slither of HP, making sure they're still breathing for the next couple of minutes. While the rest of Team Singapore have to obey, the damage has been done, but Koala tried to kill still that objective on Turtle, just not gonna make it happen. They zoned him out. Well, Todak, sorry, we are not looking at teams here. Malaysian teams managed to get that Turtle, which has been slain by the team of Singapore. Kill still that and being punished straight away with Moon down. And the next one will be Lolita. It seems like they are not getting the Turtle and will be killed. And Malaysia's team have to suffer right underneath that turret and will be punished by Resurgence. Sorry, not Resurgence. And they are playing Singaporean, playing their game. Just coming back from a little bit of loss in the early ones. 5-4 to scoreboard, but a lot of big gaps here. We're looking at the Cole is going into 2Ks of difference. Zorn trying to hop in, but no follow-up, fighting against 3. I don't know what was he thinking, but that is not just gonna do a damage control, but it's adding more damage to as a team for the Malaysian team. Well, 3 of the Malaysian team trying to defend on the mid lane. We have Aeon solo trying to a little bit zoning out, maybe baiting a little bit more for the ultimate, but it seems like he's not taking it for the Esmeralda. Well, Logan is trying to do whatever he can, but it seems like this is a bit too much for him to handle straight away with the gush from Fenrir. Just finish off easily for the Chow, which is played by Logan. On top, JPL trying to hit it off. It seems like it's crying out loud. With that damage done by JPL, it's a lot for Teresa to get that damage in the early game. In less than 5 minutes, they already got 1 and 2 towers mid and bottom, while jab is going in, but can he make it? It seems like JPL is just denying that ultimate to be used fully. Augury, which is solos, trying to make whatever he can, but it's just not enough. The damage on the Singaporean side is actually going great. They were doing kind of shaky at first. 8-4 to scoreboard, but still trying to catch up with the Malaysian teams, widen the gap on in terms of the goal, and that kind of a resets the buff too. Well, I think Moon just gonna give up on that. Just go away and leave it to solos. While Singaporean's team, they are not wasting any more time straight away. Less than 6 minutes in, they already got second turtle by themselves. The first one they managed to kill still away from the Malaysian's hand. And it seems like now we're gonna have another war coming up soon. Cool down a little bit, but then just the moment I want to take a breather, Logan just show off his stunts and going to bait a bit more Singaporean team. He's attracting all the attention on him, making sure that the lane on bottom, which is played by Zorn and bottom, get a little bit of tower here solo, while in the mid lane we have Moon going solo as well. They are very segregated for the Malaysian team, while the rest of Singaporean team, they are just letting Kimi to push solo, while the rest 4 of them are going for more gans. They have Feather with a board there, but then Bambi, they shouldn't leave him alone way too long. He's being shot down straight away. 4 versus 1, there's no way out for that. No chances that he might get out alive. While bottom we have some of them actually split pushing. Looking at their main DPS, which is Kimi, kind of being caught off guard. So maybe they want to buy some more time for Kimi to respawn while trying to split pushing at the same time. And right now Moon and Logan trying to kind of bait things out, but it seems like, trying to jump in, but not enough damage. Yet Moon is the one is struggling for Ferris. That kind of range with the Mystic Gush, it's so hard to catch Ferris at this point. So they're really guarding. Kula is really guarding Ferris, whatever it takes, making sure that the mage on his side will always stay alive. While the rest of the Team Malaysia, we have solos with carry. I have to think a bit because Solos changed his name to Augury. It's so hard to announce Augury, so I'm gonna say Solos. And Jap is trying to bait a bit here and there, trying to open up the map for the team, but it's just too much harassment, too much poking damage done by the Singaporean team. They have to actually obey the damage. Is too much for just a tanker to handle alone. While on bottom, we're looking at JPL is actually solo against 2 of the Malaysian teams here. But even so, he still can take it up solo. I guess he's a bit tanked up for the current being. Logan tried to bait things out, just flickered away, making sure he's not going to get himself killed. That's a beautiful hurricane dance, clipping off 2 of them. And it seems like zoning out Cho as well. Zorn, the one being next as the victim here. Double kill on Kimi, but Bambi will be targeted by Moon. But Moon, he has been harassed by and being punished badly. Look at that, will it be a maniac on Kimi? But not just yet, because Solos is not giving off free kills. They're getting free turrets for the Singaporean teams here, not giving any breather for Malaysian teams. Singaporean teams keep on taking the advantage, whatever they can, they picked off in any kind of a map, and the turrets as well. So maybe after this, they're gonna go for the Lord if they want to. With that kind of a Blade of Despair done by Kimi, well, why not? I'm probably gonna go for a Snow Queen Swan for the next one, because it really helps with the slow of the effects on the enemy's team, as well as the lifesteal and that burst damage done by a BOD. Really painful to handle if you fight against this kind of Kimi. Moon trying to making sure that his buff won't be stilled off, because they have been struggling, but Aeon really cheeky enough. That kind of a jump just straight away kill steal it. This kind of a hard time for Moon. He hardly get any buff on him since minute 1 at all. They have been stealing his buff since the start of the game, and now clipping Aeon. That was a nice hurricane that straight away finish off Jab, even though he's a tank, but not anymore. Well, the next one is Logan. He is gone off from the map. Well, we still have a Zorn, which is split pushing on bottom, not joining, even though they might lose the mid turret. The next one is Solos. There's so much high range or long range heroes that they have on Singaporean team, almost impossible for Team Malaysia to get them off guard or catch them from behind, because the tanks is really good at this point. Looking at Akai, Hurricane does just push anybody who get close to Fenrir or Bambi. It's almost impossible for them to catch these two core heroes. Well, straight away they're getting into the Lord's Pit, making sure that they get this one game secure for the first one. 50,000 diamonds at their hands. If they win the first game, it will be a big momentum for them to keep on going for the second one as well. It will be the best of 3, it won't be the best of 1, so we're gonna have to wait and see if Malaysian team gonna change for the second round. But still, we're in the first game. For the first game right now, Singaporeans is really stomping Malaysian team so hard. But look at that, the Wheel of Dragon didn't did even any damage on Fenrir, but still managed to finish it off with the rest of the team. 4 of them are needed to just shut them down for the course. Both Bambi and Fenrir is already out of the game. They don't have damage dealer just yet for the team Singaporean, but they do still have JPL on their side. JPL, even though he's a tank, but he is also playing as a core. The damage done, but still waiting for another 20 seconds for both Bambi and Fer to revive. This is buying more time for Team Malaysia to farm up a bit with a solos on carry, which they can drag to the late game. They have as well a Cho, but this Cho is not playing as assassin. While on top, Moon being caught off solo. Will it be a good pickoff, but not enough damage on the side of Singaporean, like I said before. Yes, they do have GPL, but not enough to burst one hero down. It will be Bambi and Ferris' part to do this. They tried to kill off the buff, but didn't manage to steal it away for the first time ever. I'm looking at. Finally, Moon managed to get one buff on his side. Looking at Moon, trying to get position right and try to harass and poke damage more on the teams of Singapore's, but they're not backing off just yet. Try to zone out all the heroes here for a Singaporean team, but it's so hard for them to catch one on point. Bambi is harassing Zorn, which is never ever join in the party. Will have and forced to join one and finish off straight away by JPL penalty zone, and there will be next one. Coolio with the help of JPL again finish one more off. Well, Jab, even though he's a tank, he looks like not really a tank to me. Solo's trying to do a little bit of damage control, managed to get a course, but it's still Bambi is still a lot of damage there. There's no way there for them to catch both cores at the same time. If either you want to catch Bambi or Fenrir, you have to choose and pick for the Malaysian team. Jab will be the next victim down very soon with the Hurricanes then zone him out straight away. We have Solos just playing beneath the throne. He has nowhere to get a little bit of breather while Moon just finished off one of the tanks again for the Singaporeans team, and they managed to get Ferris still, but he will be just ticking 10 more seconds to be up in the game again. Moon struggling to fight against Bambi. Wheel of Dragon is out, but I think he uses Purify just now. Not enough damage to turn Bambi off, but it seems like the Singaporeans team still pushing in, advancing, not having a problem and not showing any backing off at all. So right now we're back to the game where everybody's just farming, making sure that they have everything they need, regenerating all the HP, while the Malaysian team trying to find a way, a loophole, trying to get whoever they can. But it seems like the damage on their side, other than Solos, is still not enough. Zorn, even though he was farming a bit too long in the early game, he didn't join any ganks at all. He really have to force himself to join in right now, because they really need all 5 men to have the team fight. They managed to zone one, actually get a Hurricane dance on Logan, which is kind of out of the blue, jumping there with Shumpo. Maybe he was trying to open up the map, but then the damage. Well, Singapore's team, they have a lot of bursts on their side, while on Malaysia's team, still not enough. I say, even though they have good tanks, but the tanks themselves are a little bit underfarmed, a little bit under level in terms of gold. We have already 11k of difference, 20 to 11 for the scoreboard, and this is not looking great for the Malaysian team. Now straight away, Singaporeans just gonna go for the Lord next, and it seems like they're trying to zone the Malaysian team out with JPL and Kula playing the part, being the bait. And will it be enough? Well, that's a big penalty zone, buying more time for the team. But will it make it for the Singaporean team making the Lord? Yeah, they managed to take it down, but it seems like they are 1 man short. Can it be enough for the Singaporean team with 1 lack of JPL there? making the kills as well as going straight to finish off the game. Give me a breather now. Okay. Okay, back into the game. Moon trying to get some things off Kolya, probably just to beat his wall charge up. It's so hard to get a Bambi on Moon's side because even though he gets the jump, but it seems like the Purify really helping Kimi a lot. So they need one more lockdown. They need jab with Esmeralda to just get Kimi, but once they get Kimi, Fenrir is free to open up his damage to Mystic Gush anybody in his way. Well, here Logs has arrived. Will it manage to defend for Malaysian team, or will it be a disaster for them, or will it be a comeback instead? Looking at this, Aeon has baited a lot of skills there. While Jab already opened up that ultimate, it seems like not being followed up. That's a beautiful penalty zone, pulling off everybody in the middle. And there goes the shutdown and kill spree on Grog instead. But now, Logan trying to just buy more time for Solos, who's coming from behind, but Solos trying to targeting Aeon, which is just jumping and just juking him up. But this will be the Singaporeans team first game in the best of 3 of this show match. Yeah, that's just me alone casting. Great, right? But